Hello. In this paper, I address the question if Chile has or hasn't made a big gift to private copper majors since the return to democracy by giving away copper rents. That is the question I address, and the conclusions point to a more than $40 billion gift at 2012 value. That, to put it in perspective, accounts for more than 77% of the 2012 public budget and more than 2.3 times the sum total of the market value of the sovereign funds. The importance of this for Chile and other Latin American countries is the importance of mining and copper in Chile in particular, in output and in society in general. Giving away rents, mining rents in particular, has negative and big negative consequences in distribution, in efficiency, and in good public revenue. The method for this calculation is a novelty of this work because it considers a life cycle approach to rent. It doesn't consider a year-to-year analysis of ROE or ROA, but it considers all the life cycle of the project to consider adequately capital opportunity cost. The method is based on an Engel and Fisher 2008 paper that considers in present value the amount of investment and the amount of revenue, and thus can contrast the amount that the investors have spent and the amount that they have received by that expenditure. The basic point is that if in present value the revenue has been more than the investment, there is rent appropriation. The paper considers basically three variables, that is investment, that considers exploration investment, and then the proper investment to open up the mine, and that is actualized to a 0 year, and then all profit revenue with a definition of revenue that subtracts naturally capex and all relevant lines, and those are also actualized by a discount rate that is considered according to a capital asset pricing model, and we give a normal approach, that's what the model gives us, and then a conservative approach also to see what happens if we are more benign to copper majors. As I have said, the results indicate in a major or massive wealth transfer from the state or the nation to copper majors. Yet, one of the interesting things of the paper is that given its company-to-company analysis, we can see that not all of the private copper majors have appropriated rents, but while some haven't, others have not. Now, the fact that some have, and yet the amount that they have appropriated is considerable, that's a strong enough case to determine that the institutional framework that governs private mining in Chile is not good enough. It lacks sophistication to be able to govern adequately what happens when we have an upturn cycle in price of copper and other commodities. It cannot redirect the windfall gains that accrue from simple market imperfections that are part of the mining market. As I have said, the lack of sophistication of the institutional framework motivates a final policy recommendation, first for actual companies where the rules of the game cannot be changed as drastically as one could hope, but the policy recommendation is further centralized on future companies to avoid the insufficient rules of the game that we have today, and we base our proposal on the least present value of revenue that is proposed on the paper that I have already cited of Engel and Fisher, and the paper addresses all the positive points that this type of concession form has over the one that Chile actually has. That's called the plain concession or total concession, that basically gives up the economic value of the mines to the private concessionaires. As a final remark, our analysis is considerably extensive. We take into account what has happened in Chile for the 12 major companies, private companies, that account in average an 85% of all private copper extraction between 1990 and 2011, and that's precisely the life cycle analysis we perform. Thank you.